Hello, 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 everybody. How are we all today? Hopefully good. Just share this out and then we'll get at things. So we're going to be doing the Black Spider. Depending on whether we get stuff done there or not, we might move on to another Ace comic periodical character Lash Lightning or Slash Lightning, as often known as. Of course, we need our mic up in front of us so you guys can hear us. Okay, so. Hey, Metal! I was just about to mention the mic. Yeah, I had it over off to the side because I was stapling some of my ash cans together earlier. Because I just recently bought a new printer that I'm printing them from instead of getting my boss to print them. Same one that my boss actually has. Okay, anyways, I gotta figure that out later because I didn't set it properly or something earlier when I had it open. Okay, so anyways, how are you, Metal, today? I woke up like 6 minutes ago. So I like this, but I think I made it a little too high. I am using a Batman reference for this. Okay, so having just woke up 6 minutes ago, how are you doing besides that? I'm changing this a little bit. We'll add a completely different character. Here, we're gonna put two images on, or at least one for the pose that I'm working from, or worked from, however you want to say it. And then I'm going to put one of the character that I'm doing. I was trying to wake up sooner, but I was lost flying down a dark highway, ran into a kaiju attack, and blew it up with whatever, camel, whatever. Then I was able to wake up. Okay. So I'm changing the pose a little bit. Or I've changed the pose a little bit. Depends on how it was. Ends up looking right now a little bit more Spider-Man-ish, I think. Hey, Fitzchozo. So there's a little bit of the character look at the bottom. I'm using the more of the Batman pose there. Although I got more of his fingers coming over the edge. Okay, so we have a belt here. Unfortunately, when I looked this character up, Black Spider, unfortunately there was not a lot of images on Black Spider character. A lot of it wants to give me more Spider-Man in the black suit or Miles Morales. Public domain. Ace Comics. Unfortunately, you say spider, you say comics, you get a heaven of a lot of Spider-Man. I guess they were copying Green Hornet with color and anthropod naming. Yeah, scheme. I'm not sure whether Green Hornet was around yet. October 1940, Super Mystery Comics was his first thing. Let's see. I'll do it in a different one. Green Hornet. Oh, 1936. So yeah, 4 years. So definitely possible. Okay, just see if anybody's saying anything else. Green Hornet first appeared on the radio in 36. I think I may try to draw on my phone a character called White Scorpion and send it to you, Rick. Okay. Okay, you know what? Let me try Black Spider. Ralph Nelson. Nope. Of course, we get Spider-Man, 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 and more Spider-Man. Uh, Even the Blue Beetle started out as a Green Hornet knockoff who evolved into his own character. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm just gonna work with what I have and hopefully it'll. I don't really get how this cloak of his works. Somewhat times it looks like there's sleeves in it to come around the front, and then other times it looks like there's not. Yeah, I was obsessed with Spider-Man from ages 5 to 11. Don't like that the IP is all about the multiverse now and the endless spider people. Yeah, I can get that. I don't think it's all about that, but it's definitely a lot about what it's about in the public. Yeah, and I'd say definitely a lot of kids around that age would be obsessed or like Spider-Man a lot. I was probably watching the 70s cartoon around then. I think it was 70s or 60s, Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. It's like they're trying to turn Spider-Man into the Green Lantern retroactively. Yeah, definitely a little bit. I can see that. But I think they're trying. Marvel's, I think, trying to do that with a lot of characters nowadays too. Obviously, they're not doing it with so much with Captain America, but they've had the multiverse, of course, for quite some time. Let's keep that one. And then let's do you think DC's had it since the 60s? Oh, whenever they introduced Earth 1 and Earth 2. I think it's when they seen it first with the Flash. I think it was Flash of Two Worlds. Flash, Two Worlds story. 61, yeah. Flash 123. Or The Flash 123, September 1961. Hey, Raul. Make the whole world public domain. You coming on tonight, Raul? How I plan to handle the multiverse is the different worlds are nothing alike, don't even have the same characters. Well, fortunately, but unfortunately, it's not something. Well, I'm gonna have the multiverse too, but can't quite do that because part of my multiverse is Dillard's universe now because of the Canadian Shield being in that. Working on the phone. Oh, okay. Well, Raul, pretty soon my ash can, hopefully pretty soon, my ash can for Snowdrift is going to be done. And I'm going to need a cover for that. You think you might be interested in doing that, Raul? Cover for the Snowdrift ash can? Yeah, yeah. I would be coloring it, but you do the pencils and the inks. Upload file. Characters. Turn around. Yeah, we don't want just zeros. I want Snowdrift. So I just sent you turn around, just of Snowdrift. Just something, featuring Snowdrift on the cover, maybe showing off her powers a little bit. Yeah, you seen the cover for the Canadian Shield ash can by Marcus. So, nothing, too elaborate. It's basically showing off something with the look of the character, and in a fur costume. So, you'd want the full character, from head to toe, or mainly from head to toe. Um, she uses her powers sort of like Iceman, so maybe you could have her on an ice bridge creating coming at the audience like Iceman, maybe not. That's an idea. There's probably uh, just look up various ice characters. Superhero cold powered. Using powers. Or no, or just have her in sort of a cold environment or something like that. I'm not sure. Oh, and something that I'm gonna send you soon. I just gotta get the colors on this. I shouldn't say secret identity, but his what his human form did look like beforehand. It's Toxico. See how well you can draw Toxico. Send me images how she flies. I don't have too many images of her flying. But if she's going to be flying, actually, I'm not even sure whether I have any on me anymore. Let's see. Open. Not open. Yeah. New. Oh, no, no, no. You don't have to finish it tonight. You don't even have to start it tonight. Um, the person finishing doing that um said they're not gonna probably have the whatchamacallit done till page 2 done till the weekend, and then 3 and 4 is probably not gonna be done for a couple more weeks, but so it's something that you can take a little bit of time on. Yeah, sure, I'm gonna have to color it afterwards, but it isn't a looming thing of like it's not something that has to be done for like any particular project right this second. But yeah, if Snowdrift is flying, she's gonna have to get to some. She has to get to some heights to fly, and then she's gonna have to have uh, um, yeah. This is definitely not her real figure, but and then her arms will have to be out like that. She can tilt her head various ways, but if she puts her arms to the side, she starts to fall. How long are you gonna be on? Probably till about 8. But I have a buddy that has a show, Hero Shack. You could probably come on that if you want. He's a good guy. He usually puts the link in the chat, so easy to get the link. In fact, here, let me. I know he put up about the thing earlier. He's going to be going live at 9. Nice. Nervous. Watch me get grilled like metal. Oh, no, no. The only thing, like, he'll probably see your name and then I'll have to say, yeah, that's my buddy, that's my artist, Raul. He's cool. It's just a chill place to hang out. You don't have to show your art or anything. I'm not usually drawing while I'm on that show. Get grilled like metal? You're a good boss. And so is Dan. Okay, who's Dan? Who's Dan? Is Dan the man? I don't know, even know Dan. Dan the man. He seems to have a plan. Dancing. Okay, is uh Rick ain't even in the. Oh, I'm not. I forgot to get in the on-air room. Okay, I'm in the on-air room now, Metal. Lauren order book I drew for. Well, yeah. Did you draw for that specifically, or did you just draw the character and it happened to get seen by him and he decided to include it in the book? Well, I know him from. I know him. He's from my hometown in Long Island. I grew up with him in the same. Oh, awesome.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hey, Metal. How are you?
Yeah, I don't know what he means by grilled like metal. I don't know what that means.
Metals are made of grill? Or grills
Yo,
are
grills
made
are
of.
made of metals.
No, I'm not sure whether he's referring to you when he says grilled like metal or not. Is that what you're thinking? He might be referring to you for
I don't know.
somehow, some way.
Maybe I don't know.
But you are the metal, not metal. Oh, Rebel
Yeah, yeah,
says,
yeah. But a lot of people drop the because it's like a title. So why would you say that all the time?
yeah, I usually just call you metal. I don't usually say the metal. So yeah, I know what you mean. Getting grilled like a cheese sandwich, says Raul now.
Yo, grilled cheese. I could go for a grilled cheese.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've had a grilled cheese too.
I've been up for an hour and I haven't eaten anything except for like a breakfast bar. But that's fine. That's usual. I probably won't eat anything until like dinner time anyway.
Well, yeah, and it's only 3, well, coming on 4 now. We only got up at 3.
Yeah. Normally I'm up for much longer about that, but I had a kaiju I had to take care of apparently.
Yeah, in your dream.
Yeah. It was very, very vivid, I'll tell you. Also, Rick, I was wondering how you struggled with the word Kamehameha or Kamehameha, but I guess you've never really watched Dragon Ball, so.
Yeah, I've seen clips of it here and there, but that's about it.
It's really good. You should watch it.
Yeah, I've
Starting
definitely
from
thought.
actual Dragon Ball.
I think I've thought about it once or twice, but never got around to it yet. So,
Yeah, it gets there are people who like Dragon Ball more after the show got renamed Dragon Ball Z, but I think it's also because that's what they were first introduced to. So that was like the audience they got cultivated here in the States and probably Canada too. I say the States, but North America in general, because I'm pretty sure that was also the same in Mexico. Like the original dub for Dragon Ball Z was done in Canada before Funimation took over it. And a lot of people were introduced to Z first, which is still in the manga Dragon Ball. They just often the shows will go on hiatus for a little bit and they'll come back with a new title. Naruto did it with Shippuden. Bleach recently did it with Thousand Year Blood War. It's just a standard thing that happens even if the manga never changes title. And that one's a lot more fight heavy, a lot more intergalactic threat heavy, while everything before that was kind of just Earth. Earth, Earth, Earth. Even if things were aliens, you didn't know they were aliens yet. They'd be called like demons or whatever. Like Demon King Piccolo, even though he's a Namekian from the planet Namek. Um,
yeah,
so it's
what?
like it almost has a different feel to it. And the original Dragon Ball's a lot funnier as well before it becomes Z, and it doesn't really get that humor again until the Boo saga. So a lot of the people who started watching Z and they go back and they watch Dragon Ball, it just doesn't feel right to them, even though it's much better.
You speaking to anybody in particular by saying it's much better?
Yeah,
Whispered.
to just Z-tards in general. That's our nickname for them, for the people who really only like Z and Super. We call them Z-tards. Oh, it's Fizz.
Yeah,
I was like, who popped in?
I have Rick Meadow.
Hey,
I'm currently waiting for a new game to install since I played through a lot of games I was already I played through like Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines and I uninstalled Sticks, so like I need something new to play. I'm Victorium. I had this game on my laptop for quite some time now, so I might as well just install it and play it.
cool.
The Victorium. Of course, you never heard of it. This is a game nobody cares about. This was I think it's a small indie game.
Metal might have heard of it. What is it?
No,
No, what was it again?
Fictorum.
I don't know if I'm hearing you say it right. Spell it.
Fictorum. Fictorum.
Yeah, I don't
Victorum.
think I've heard of it. But I'm
No,
guessing it's a play on the word fiction.
no, you play as a wizard.
Yeah, it's what I'm looking at. Problem with indie games, like it's almost rude to say that nobody cares about them. It's just it's hard to get eyes on them. Is the real thing. There are definitely a lot of
Mm,
people who would care about a lot of indie games if they could get more marketing. They just can't get the marketing that AAA or AA games can get.
mm. Yeah, but I just but I also want to play Sanctum. I just never get. I just I had
Oh, I know
to
Sanctum.
want to get some. We said
I said I know Sanctum.
I also want to play Sanctum someday, probably. Uh, but I got these games. Some of these games is lying on my laptop. Another game I got lying on my lap. Sanctum I don't, but I want to download that eventually.
And how?
Another game I got. Another game I got lying on my laptop, in addition to Victorium, is I have RimWorld on my just lying on my laptop as well.
And
Is that a
how?
dog?
Possibly. From somebody's stream, not
What do you
mine.
say, man?
I was asking if that was a dog. I think I hear a dog in the background.
Oh yeah, you do. Yeah. Some neighbor's dog. Oh, your neighbor's
Okay.
dog. Yeah.
And hello, Flit. We got Flit in the chat.
Hey, Flit, Hail Raven.
I'm always looking for games with a good magic system because ever since I played Morrowind, it's like wait you can be a wait you could be you could be a cool wizard in this game and with actual detailed magic system with stuff like I'm always looking for games with great magic systems because of that.
Mm.
Flit says it's
Of, course,
easy to hit.
of course the magic system got watered down for each sequel Elder Scrolls game, of course, just like everything else.
Flit says
By
it's
the time we get
easy.
Skyrim, the magic system stuff.
Flit says it's easy to hate AAA games, but do you have the courage to hate indie games?
Indie games? Yeah, sure. Actually, not as a whole. But to be fair, I don't hate AAA games as a whole either. It's just, it's really hard to find good ones these days. But individual indie games, absolutely, I'll hate on them. In fact, probably the majority of indie games, depending on the creator. If somebody's like first game, as long as they're not bold enough to try to sell it for $20 and it's kind of like I learned off of this game, I'm not going to hate on it because they're still learning, especially if they put it out there for free. But if somebody tries to charge me $20 for a piece of crud, absolutely I'm gonna hate on it. Or if they try to do stupid things, I'll tell you a game. I have never gone from super interested in a game to losing all interest as fast as I did with this. I saw a guy who was making a little Nemo in Slumberland, Metroidvania, and I'm looking at the gameplay clips on his channel and everything, and it looks really fun as a game, like mechanically speaking. But then I go and watch the actual full trailer, and within like a second, you see this like punk like alt girl on there. I'm like, okay, so he made up a new character for Slumberland. That's fine. It's public domain. Then the dialogue box comes up and it's Flip. I'm like, that is not Flip the Clown. Okay, get that out of here. I lost like all interest in the game.
Is it going to like it's like a darker, edgy version of Little Nemo, kind of like
No, it's very
American
bright and
McGee's Alice?
colorful.
But what?
Yeah, and like most of the things, like you think this is Nemo, and then you start seeing some of the characters, and like you just changed all the other characters.
Did you feel
Mhm.
like he flipped you off?
Yeah. But he pulled the woke AAA move. I'm like, You're in the indie space. Why are you doing this? Are you trying to get like less people to invest in your product like they are to the AAA?
Yeah, it's like I can see if it's a high different version of Little Nemo, but it's why change Flip to be a woman?
I have no clue. Because lefties make indie games too.
Like why do we need to change character sexes?
Something to do to make it
Yeah, I
seem
agree
like
with you too. Of is if it was like some other version, I'd be like, okay, I'm buying into your version. But the fact that like everything else seems mostly like Winsor McKay's Little Nemo, and then you have stuff like that, it just like grinds to a halt, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, but I want the two games I definitely want to download is Vichy Play one day is the Satisfactory and at least some kind of Myst style adventure game, puzzle game.
Myst is really good. I'm sure there are. I've heard of indie games that play like Myst too, and even some not so. But actually, is Myst? Myst was at best a single A game. I don't remember if the studio's indie when it first came out,
Hmm.
but it might even be in that category on its own. Because I know it's owned by Ubisoft now, but who is the original developer of it?
Now, I had to uninstall Inverbus Virtus because I couldn't get past the platforming section, which you pause a block midair to jump on it. The platforming in that game wasn't the best. Uh, Inverbus Virtus was was an indie game. It was for the most part was good. This is like a voice control indie game. So like you use your mic to the speaking spells,
Hmm.
and you solve
Is that a
puzzles that way.
multiplayer one?
No, single player.
Oh, okay, I saw a bunch of like the Hollow Live girls playing a multiplayer game where you spoke spells into the
Yeah,
mic and was
but keep in
wondering if
mind,
that was the
Inverbus
same thing.
Virtus is an old game. Came out like a decade ago.
Yeah, but like a lot of people play old games, so that's why I wasn't sure if it was the same one or not, or if that was like a more recent game they were playing.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
don't
but
even remember the
I
name of
remember
the
I had
game.
I had to uninstall that because a couple years ago because I couldn't get past that platforming section where you pause a block in midair because the platform in the game is not the best because it's first person.
First-person platforming can be fine. It just depends on how they develop it. A lot of
Exactly,
first-person
but that
platforming is awful, but yeah.
yeah, exactly. The platforming isn't the best. Like the puzzles for the most part are good. Uh, just have to play. Yeah, so that's kind of so I was like, eventually I had to uninstall it. I couldn't get past
Yeah,
that
like
section.
Portal. Portal has good first-person platforming, but that's also Valve. They're just like better than most people.
Flit says Factorio versus
Factorio.
Factorio versus Satisfactory. Go go.
It's funny how nobody remembers the original factory game that inspired all of those games, both of those games.
Well, I don't play those type of games, so I'm also the wrong person to even ask on the differences. They all just look the same to me.
But Infinite Factory, which came out in 2010, by the way, which I have played, by the way, I've talked about it on one of Mel's chats before. Uh, Infinite Factory is the original factory game. I think the guy who made it was involved with Minecraft before that even got popular. But well, before Minecraft came out, I think it was a little bit before he came out. But he was on staff, I believe. But
Are you talking about
Infinite Factory
Notch?
came out, Sat, and then Satisfactory and Factorio made the based on Infinite Factory, but became way more popular than Infinite Factory was. Man,
I
I
just
think
didn't think there
Satisfaction.
was enough like autistic engineering people that would make any of these games popular, but I guess I was wrong.
I think Satisfactory even has basically the same premise as Infinite Factory. As Infinite Factory, strangely enough, like there's aliens, and he wants you to build these mega factories, these factory projects. Like the same, like he even has the same premise. Like he, did you find that strange?
No, I
Did
don't
you
find
find
it
it? Like,
strange at all. Most people just rip each other directly off. That's just kind of how the world works.
Yeah, and they try to see whether they can get away with it, and if they do, they continue.
yeah, but Satisfactory has outshined Infinite Factory. Kind of like wow, what's a good great comparison to that?
Uh, I don't know. You want to? Final Fantasy does an order of magnitude more sales than Dragon Quest.
Yeah, people still know Dragon Quest though. That's the thing. I don't think how many people know Infinite Factory.
Listen, I don't know any of these games, so I'm assuming people who know of those games probably know Infinite Factory because that's their niche.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, but I would love to play a factory game one day. Just well, I play Infinite Factory, but I want to play. I would love to play Satisfactory one day. Not so sure about Factorio.
And I get more than the amount of factory work I want when I'm playing Arknights. I don't think I'd want to play a full game like that.
Okay, I guess a factory game is what you're calling it?
You as the player build automated systems and all solve problems.
Yeah, production lines.
I mean, the guy, yeah, the guy who made Infinite, I played Opus Magnum too. That's made by the same guy that did Infinite Factory. Uh, Literally the same guy. I played some of that too. In fact, you see some of my
Oh,
Twitter
it's a
profile.
Zachtronics
So you
game.
get,
Okay.
yeah,
So,
Zachtronics.
Minecraft Create would probably be along that lines, right?
I mean, you
Um,
can do factory stuff in Minecraft with Redstone. There's a lot of the same principles involved. And there's some people who make some really big, sprawling works in it. It's
yeah,
actually very possible that you can take a Minecraft server and just turn it into something like Infinite Factory or whatever. But that's not like the core, I guess, draw to the game for Minecraft. That's just
Mm.
like an
yeah,
option. But
yeah,
Minecraft is
Yeah,
really kind of just like an engine at this point.
yeah. Well, I was more talking with the Create mod that they have for it, which
I
but I do
don't
well.
know what that is.
Minecraft has a bunch of mods, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Minecraft mods. I don't even like Minecraft, to be honest.
yeah, I know. I
Uh,
remember your
I,
stories
I
about
love
them.
I love Kenshi. In fact, they're on a whole bunch of YouTube channels where people play Kenshi and tell stories of Kenshi. Like this, they did. I've lost count. Like here's how I escaped slavery from Kenshi. The slave start in Kenshi where you start off as a slave. But there's the option, a game start option where you start off as a slave in Kenshi. But Kenshi's a bit different. Kenshi's not a factory game at all. It's not about well, it is base building as a major mechanic, but it's not. It's not totally optional. But well, pretty much most of the things are optional in that game. Well,
Well,
it's like an open world, real time combat RPG, isometric RPG strategy game
uh,
with
base
farming and
building
big
would
base
be
building.
well, base building. There is Command and Conquer. Wouldn't that be base building?
Well, Command and Conquer is bit this significantly different. Kenchi's like imagine it's kind of hard to describe. Imagine if Fallout did have a goal and if Fallout didn't have a goal and the combat's real time. That
So a worse Fallout.
the first two Fallout games, imagine that was the guys of combat's real time and didn't have a goal and you
I
just it had this
Don't
big
think
huge
Rick has
map
ever played or seen the first two Fallout games.
and you have this huge map and you just go around and around. There's a bunch of factions in the game. And then a bunch of different races, and then you just go around in the world and do literally anything you want.
Okay.
Well, just look up Kenshi. I know Metal has seen Kenshi gameplay footage, and it just looks boring to him.
Yeah.
When I came here, he's talking
the
about.
second a game tells me to go do whatever I want to do, I suddenly just don't want to do anything.
I'm building a metal processing plant in my playthrough. That's my entire playthrough was about. Just trying to build this iron, the tech company slash metalworking company. But just choose a goal for yourself. Just go along with it. I remember when I came in here. You was talking about Dragon Ball.
Oh, only briefly because I told Rick about the dream I had last night, which involved me blowing up a kaiju with a Kamehameha wave. And Rick did not recognize the word in either pronunciation, Kamehameha or Kamehameha. So I had to kind of, I guess, grill him about that because he's never.
Wait. You've never seen Dragon Ball, Rick?
I've seen clips of it. I might have seen an episode here or there. That's about it.
Yeah.
got
I've seen Dragon Ball Z. I've never seen the original Dragon Ball.
Oh, the original's so much better too.
But you got to remember, Dragon Ball came out when I was like 20 or 30.
Well,
in the States.
in Canada, yeah. I was if you had like bootleg access, technically Dragon Ball came out a decade before that.
But, I more meant, on TV, like, there wasn't much that I was, like, watching at that point on the net. Not that you could watch a lot on the net back then. Metal Alpha says not in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
And he put a black
Dragon
spider
Ball's the
icon.
80s.
Alpha says Dragon Ball manga is from 1984. Cool. Hey, Alpha, did you get done that page? Or did you switch over to your animation? Flit says I'm a One Piece guy.
That's even later.
No, but Dragon Ball, I know it started out as like a it's like a martial arts parody with Journey to the West elements.
Yeah.
Like the main character.
It's got Journey to the West influences on the story, and it's got a lot of like Hong Kong action comedy influences on it.
Yeah, but like Goku's name, the main character's name is Son Goku. Like literally,
Which is just the Japanese word for Sun Wukong.
Exactly. Because some people keep trying to say he's based on Superman. Like no, not at all.
No.
Like
actually, Toriyama really disliked the localizations when they tried to make him more heroic like Superman.
Like he's literally just a more humanized version of Sun Wukong.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That is common knowledge. At least to people who know about Dragon Ball. I guess maybe that's less so for people outside of the viewer base, but I think even like the basic viewer base, that's common knowledge. Even a lot of the like main characters originally were based off of the other people.
Like Oolong, the pig dude.
Yeah, Oolong's the pig face monk. There's the wolf monster is Yamcha, you know, which is Wolfang Fisk. Like all of the main characters are influenced by that.
Mm.
Bulma, ironically, yeah, the Ox King's in there too. Bulma, ironically, is supposed to be the Buddhist monk that Wukong is escorting, but Bulma is like the polar opposite of that. Instead of actually trying to spread Buddhism to the West, she's trying to get the Dragon Ball so she can get a boyfriend.
Mm. I don't know how common knowledge is that the Ninja Turtles were originally just what if the turtles got exposed to the radioactive ooze that made Daredevil?
Yeah, yeah. They basically share an origin story with Daredevil. Even like the foot is a parody of the hand.
I know the foot is parody of the hand. Yeah. I know.
Yeah,
Flip
Foot says
said,
Toriyama already had a Superman parody in Dr. Slump, Superman. Yeah, and he like always tried to find excuses not to save the day. Dr. Slump's great too. That is prime, like young teenager old kid comedy. You're just reading a cartoon. That's all Dr. Slump does.
No, I know just nonsense. I know it's just like some kind of some comedy kind of gag nonsense. No, I know. He did other stuff like he did Lady Red, which Akira Toriyama did Lady Red, which had some woman tries to be a superhero, but she gets sexually assaulted and then kills herself or something. I don't know.
Alpha
Yeah, Alpha has
said,
to bring us with the other fact, right?
go ahead.
It's like super sounds like super in English, but it means sour in Japanese. Which is why like he's not actually a Superman. He's always trying to like not do his job and take credit for other people and stuff like that.
He's Solomon.
Yeah, Toriyama did so many great things. And it's kind of sad that internationally he's pretty much only known for Dragon Ball because it did explode and become his biggest and most popular thing. But he didn't even know if it was going to be. Like, right? Because like Dr. Slump was so big in Japan specifically that after he ended it and he's like, I'll see you guys in Dragon Ball if it ever gets published. Like he didn't think this idea of taking Journey to the West and turning into like this action shonen was going to be good because he never really did much action stuff. Like there'd be some of it in his other things, but it was mostly to highlight the comedy. So it was kind of like uncharted territory for him to go into something where the main purpose was primarily action. And then it became the most popular thing he ever did. And just like everything else he did, he wrote it by the seat of his pants.
And Flit says, that's what Superman is my hero.
You know, people who don't follow his stuff are like, why is the Dragon Ball world got dinosaurs in it and stuff like that? But it makes perfect sense if you had read Dr. Slump because there's a issue where there's a time machine and they go back in time and the asteroid that's going to like wipe out the dinosaurs is coming and Arale headbutts it back out into orbit and it becomes the moon for the planet. But that's also why there's dinosaurs because they take place in the same world.
No, I don't get why.
Exploration for why there's dinosaurs in their world, and a lot of the Dragon Ball fans don't even know that.
No, I knew I heard about that. I read about that factoid. I don't get why they take place in the same world.
Why not?
Mm. Yeah, I don't get it.
Why do they? Because that's what he wanted.
Yeah,
Mm.
you know, he's a
And
creator. He could choose if he wants to put something in the same world or not.
Mm. Mm.
They've had crossovers. Arale has showed up in Dragon Ball.
Just like, like anything any projects you can create, you can say whether they're in the same world or not.
Yeah, because also because the thing I find weird because I was reading as I was consuming these properties, the thing I find weird about both Frank and Fran and Rick and Morty is that they seemingly they right within the limits of the premise. Strangely enough, as silly as it is, whereas
That came out
whereas something whereas something like Doctor Slump doesn't at all.
What do you mean? Dr. Slump writes entirely within its premise.
Like I'm not going I'm not going to expect Fran to like punch the sun and have the sun crack or anything like that.
Yeah, but like Dr. Slump with Arale as a character specifically was set up to be more of like a semantic based cartoon character from the start. It's entirely within its premise.
Well, what I'm saying is,
They call it a gag character.
yeah.
And they keep to it too, even though it takes place in like the same world. When she shows up in Dragon Ball, which Dragon Ball had gags at the beginning, though a lot of those end up getting animated out of it because I guess they just couldn't. Either A, they couldn't figure out how to translate the gag into animation. Like, I could think of ways, but it would be a little difficult to physically break a panel and then figure out what type of equivalent would be in animation, right? Like we'd have to like start doing letterboxing in a scene, and then Goku punches Yamcha hard enough that he breaks the letterboxing, and then comes up through like another frame of animation or something. You know, like there's ways you could do it, but you have to be more creative, and it takes a lot more work. Or the animation might have just thought they were going to take things a little bit more seriously than the comic, which, especially back then, that was their privilege to do so. People didn't care as much. But Goku was pretty gaggy near the very beginning of Dragon Ball, and they slowly moved away from
I know already.
When Arale gets brought back into Dragon Ball anytime, especially recently in Super, and also in the filler episode in the original Dragon Ball that it was actually like a mini filler arc. It was like, what, 3 episodes? She does gags that like Goku and them can't do. Like she operates like Roger Rabbit in their world. Flitz as Arale is the most powerful character in all fiction. Deal with it. Not within her own universe, which even brings up some implications, but at least within her comic.
She doesn't work on any logic, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but the thing is, the universe does have a counter logic to her, right? So within her story, she was definitely the most powerful character, and if you were to extend that to other stories, I could think of illogical characters that might be able to do more than her, but she is definitely top level of being able to open up the manga that she's in to the exact page and actually manipulate the page itself, like manipulate.
Same like She-Hulk.
Yeah, she's been able to do almost like multi-layered, higher dimensional things to her own story. But in her own world, Toriyama proved she is still not stronger than the god of death or destruction. Beerus could still just destroy a gag character with a Hakai if he wanted to.
Yeah, probably because she doesn't have time enough to react.
Though even that's a little so that's what the episode said too. But there's some arguments against it. And apparently if a character is sufficiently strong enough, they can survive a Hakai, but it's because they have to be as strong or stronger than the god of destruction that did it to them. And it's just so far we have not met a character in their world who is stronger than Beerus specifically, because he's like one of the strongest gods of destruction, if not the strongest one. And they cut it off before he could destroy Arale. So it's still up to question, but from like the mouth of an angel, who are probably the most reliable sources of information in their world, on theory, he could have just destroyed her. Arale's even stronger than Toribot. Yeah, she is. Which Toribot was the in-world version of Toriyama that he drew for himself.
The Tori, yeah, it's in world version of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, technically has two in-world versions, but Toribot's the one that lasted the longest. There's also a bird version of him because he really likes birds. That's why his personal studio was even referred to as Bird Studio. And so there's Tori Bird and Toribot.
What about Tori Birdbot?
And all Toribot wants to do is chill, smoke cigarettes, read manga, but he's got to draw. Born to relax, forced to draw. So in his paradise now, I'm sure he's just smoking cigarettes and reading manga all day long.
No,
He liked building models. Yeah. He's always been into like machines and stuff. You can see that in his work as well. Like he went over the top on making sure that all his mechanical stuff was very detailed and artistic. Toriyama used to basically work for at most 2 to 3 days a week. He would just like cram through, not even really sleep, just get everything done in like the beginning half of the week so he could take the rest of the week off.
Hey, if you can do it, if you do not paid by the hour, might as well, right?
Mm-hmm. He lived the Turtle Hermit way, you know? Train hard, eat hard, relax hard. Alpha says he heard that Toriyama joined the manga contest just so he could pay for his cigarettes. I haven't heard that, but I believe that. That sounds like him.
no, well, I've never played a single Dragon Quest game, by the way.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I would like them anyway.
You know, even
Okay.
as like a JRPG guy, I was never really into Dragon Quest growing up. I did have they were called Dragon Warrior here originally. That's how they localized it for the longest time. I had Dragon Warrior 4 on the NES growing up, and I played a few of the other ones. And the thing is, I would definitely really, really like them, but I just never really got into them, so I never ended up buying them. My family was more of like a Final Fantasy family, and that was mostly because of my mom's decision. So we all just kind of got like indoctrinated into Final Fantasy. But being older too, it's like, man, Dragon Quest is better because Dragon Quest stayed Dragon Quest. It didn't just become all these other weird things. Like Dragon Quest has a very solid identity. It's still a turn-based RPG.
But I know Dragon Quest pretty much established the setting for every isekai anime. But
That's a really weird reason not to like Dragon Quest, but okay.
no, no,
Um,
no, no.
I played. I'm
The,
not sure which
uh,
one on the NES for Dragon.
no. The reason why I don't know if I should play Dragon Quest or not is because I don't know if I really like JRPGs.
Well, that's fair. You know, some genres just aren't for people. Like, I'd much sooner accept any excuse of like, yeah, the gameplay's mechanics don't appeal to me than anything else because it's like the main point of playing a game.
Actually, I want to finish. I think I started playing that live on my other channel. I want to actually eventually try and finish that. The Dragon.
The original Dragon Quest you can fit in like finish in one sitting. It's a short game.
Well, except for the grinding and all that.
No, the original one, number one, that includes the grinding. Because the whole game is just grinding, basically. That's the original Dragon Quest. It's go through the world and grind against successively stronger monsters until you can fight, you know, the actual demon lord at the end. That's the whole game. It was very basic. It was the first of its kind, really. There's some other things you do here and there, but that's pretty much the whole game. Dragon Quest 2 is where the party starts getting involved instead of just being the solo hero. And that's where like the games slowly start gaining more of the Dragon Quest identity. What does
Oh,
Dragon Quest have to do with isekai? So I get what he's saying, and we've talked about this before. It's not that Dragon Quest itself has anything to do with isekai. It's that the majority of modern reincarnation isekai end up resurrecting the person in a video game fantasy world, and almost all of them have some inspiration from Dragon Quest, purely because in Japan it is the most popular RPG, so it influences everything. That's pretty much just it. It really doesn't have anything to do with isekai otherwise.
but said, fortune smiles upon thee. Thou hast found a herb. So there's Black Spider, John, and then Lightning Lash. Or Lash Lightning. Flash Lightning.
Black Lightning,
It's
black,
Lash Lightning, yeah.
Flash Lightning and Black Spider.
Well, it's either Flash or Lash Lightning. Both of those titles were used early on,
Yeah.
confusingly, for the same thing.
Yeah,
So it's more like fantasy being similar to Lord of the Rings. Yes, it's that exact same thing. A lot of them pull from D&D too, but not directly. They pull from D&D through games like Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy, so it's like an order removed.
Mm. Yeah, I know. I know. THR had to sue. The company that made Final Fantasy, Square back in the day, because they use mind flayers.
Oh yeah. The
And those are
Japanese version even has a beholder in it, and then they had to actually change the entire sprite and name in the localization to the Evil Eye which has a completely different
because
look
they
to it.
didn't know that Mind Flayers and Holders were exclusive properties of D&D.
Yes, because everything else they saw, they recognized from like European mythology, so they just assumed everything was from it.
No, it's not the case. Yeah, you can't use Kuo-toa outside D&D, for example.
Yeah, they still use mind flayers though. That's just the one that they were willing to pay the license for. Night Flare
we
showed back up
again,
in Final Fantasy 15 specifically.
again, Rick here probably doesn't know what Mind Flay even is.
Something in D&D.
That's fine. He doesn't need to. It's not important.
Then again, I don't know how many people know what Mind Flay is. I mean, I guess most people play Baldur's Gate 3 right now.
Yeah.
So
I haven't
so I
played a
guess
lot
most
of.
people know what.
I haven't played a lot of role playing. Well, definitely D&D, but I've played a few computer RPGs, or console ones, but other than that,
Oh, that could be a fun stream, Rick. We
No,
should do a
no,
stream where you
because,
play the original Final Fantasy, and I'll coach you through it.
yeah, I
Because,
think that's something I was
what's
trying
that?
to do too on the other channel, but
I said how because I don't know how many. I think most people played Baldur's Gate 3 by this point.
I have not. I have no interest in it.
Bu-
It depends what
but
you mean by most people.
because how many people know what a Mind Flay is? So I'm trying to figure out.
it's
Uh,
some
it's
sort
one of
of
the more
a,
popular D&D enemies, so...
I was gonna say it's an attack you
Yeah.
do with your mind.
Because I know nobody knows who Demogorgon is because of Stranger Things.
I think Stranger Things also has unfortunately influenced people's opinion of the Mind Flayer.
But not as much because again, Baldur's Gate 3 exists and that's really popular. So now they actually and Mind Flayer
Yeah.
wasn't one of the main antagonists in that game. So
It says I played Hexen recently. That's kind of like BG3.
I think the Mind Flayer also showed up in oh my god, what was the name of that game? I used to play it all the time. Is it Neverwinter Nights?
yeah, that was official D&D game.
Yeah. I used to play that a lot way back in the day. I think Mind Flayer showed up in that one too, and that was a really popular game by BioWare and Obsidian. So
Mhm.
people actually still buy that. There was like a HD upscale version of it that you can get. That's still kind of a popular game. That
Demogorgon,
game also
if you don't
wasn't
know
too long
specific.
for being an open like D&D game. Like I could probably go back and enjoy Neverwinter Nights because you can do a run of that pretty quickly.
Demogorgon, if you don't know, is a specific character in D&D. One of the most powerful demon lords, who is a
Hey, Raul.
two-headed baboon with octopus arms, who's always
good
arguing
evening.
with himself.
Hey, Raul.
Hey, Rick.
How are you?
Good, sir.
Oh, nice
Try to just
background.
hop in.
Nice
But-
background.
Oh, yeah.
But I wonder
I
how
wanted
many.
to test it out. That's why I came on. Got like a few minutes.
I wonder how many people even know that's what Demogorgon is in the actual game.
The thing is, there aren't a lot of campaigns that run you past a Demogorgon. Like,
Not,
I can
hey,
think of
it's,
a few.
it's a specific character, so
Well, it is, yes. But I'm
Mm.
talking about how technically that specific character has existed in multiple versions of the world.
mhm.
And so I'm not counting just 5e. I'm thinking of 4e, 3e, so on and so
Yeah,
forth.
he's been. I mean, he's
Um,
been in every edition, literally every edition.
Yeah.
So
And I'm trying to think of any campaigns, like official Adventurers Guild campaigns or anything that you would run that would run you past Demogorgon. And I think there was one in 3rd edition that ran you past that. that I can remember. But if you're not playing all the Adventures Guild stuff, it's really just up to you on whether you end up passing characters like that or not. You know, up to your DM or whatever.
But has
Flip.
he show up in any video game? So that's
I don't know off the top of my head.
Flip says, I have the original NWN discs with 2 expansions. Garage
Neverwinter
sales.
Nights, the one I was just talking about.
Sales are Kinko. And who are you drawing,
Kino.
Raul?
I'm drawing Hercules.
The mighty Hercules.
Public domain, I hope.
Yeah, he is public domain because he's a Greek god or Roman god.
Well, it depends which version you're doing. But if you are doing the original mythical version, then yes.
Yeah, if you're doing
So-
DC or Marvel's version, no. Or if you're doing the one that I was singing the song from, probably no as well.
I still have not seen that old show, Hercules and the Xena Warrior Princess. Those shows.
Uh,
Oh, I used to watch those reruns all the time.
I've seen the first few seasons of both. I haven't seen them all the way through.
I watched reruns. I used to watch reruns of Farscape as a kid.
Yeah. Heck.
The thing is, both those shows aired when I was a kid. I just wasn't watching them when I was a kid. I didn't catch reruns until like a decade after.
Yeah, well, for them, well, the Hercules ones started from movies that they made for it.
Yeah.
Made for TV movies. And Xena
But there was
was
even a Young Hercules spinoff.
Yeah. And then I think Xena was even in one of those made for TV movies. And then she ended up in the actual TV show. And then people liked her so much they did a spinoff. So,
They're good shows, though. You know.
yeah. But I like well, probably where I got interested in Hercules a little bit was from that one that I was thinking about. And I think it was called The Mighty Hercules, where he had a sidekick that was a centaur. And then the sidekick had a sidekick, which was a fawn. I think a fawn. Or pan.
It's kind of
Gee.
weird that just because of one really old, like black and white movie, we only use the word, like the name Hercules, even when we're dealing with like the Greek pantheon. Like, it's Heracles there, and it's just
and
because
it
that's the name
had to and
everyone
make
knows.
sense, and that makes sense because he was named after the goddess Hera, because Hera
Yeah.
uh,
It means Hera's
wanted to
power.
kill him.
That's literally what it means, right?
Yeah,
And
because-
if people
yeah.
don't know where Heracles' power came from, it's as a child, as a baby, Zeus snuck his bastard son up to his wife's teat and had him like drink her milk, and that's why Heracles is as strong as he is. That is the actual background for the character.
Okay.
And now she hates him. Not only is it just another like bastard son that her husband has making behind her back, but now is like, you got your power from me without my consent. I'm going to make your life a living hell. When really, this is all just Zeus's fault. He was a baby. It's not like Heracles had anything to do with it, but it's also a punishment for Zeus by making his son.
But she can't do anything to hurt Zeus, so she got to hurt Heracles.
She could do a lot to hurt Zeus, but the more thing was the woman's way of hurting somebody is on the emotional level, right? So by punishing his son, that punishes him on the emotional level.
Alpha's like, dang. And then says, I wasn't breastfed as a child. I know I was. My mom told me that. But
I am not sure.
But it's also not his actual name. Heracles is basically a title or a nickname. His actual name is Alcedus, named after his earthly, I guess you would say, stepfather or whatever, the husband of his mother, who he thought
Huh.
was his father for the longest time, because Zeus disguised himself as the fisherman returning early from a trip when he knocked up.
So
his
he can
mother.
bang, so that he can bang her because that's
Yep.
what Zeus does.
So he can-
He technically has two names because it's varied. It's either Alcedus or Alcaios. Both of those are accurate. Which is your Greek mythology lesson for the day, because even though that's one of the most
Good though.
popular things for people to write about, because of the Hercules situation, almost nobody actually knows the origin of Heracles.
yeah.
Mm. I actually, when I was a teenager, long time ago, about a decade ago now, I actually thought about making like a accurate Heracles animated film, but I scrapped the idea.
Okay. I'm sorry, Fitzchoso. 10 years was not a long time ago to be a teenager.
Oh, you made Rick feel old.
Hey, well, except for maybe Raul, I don't think anybody here has
Yeah,
that.
I'm
I
40.
don't- Oh, you're 40?
But you know what? I'll give the credence that a decade is a good enough span of time to say something was a long time ago. I think that's the span of time where you can start to say something was a long time ago is a decade. That's why we have a name for that span of time.
Yeah. I tend to disagree, but.
You know what? You wouldn't have disagreed when you were Fizz's age.
True, probably. Well, actually, I think I might have, because I don't think I would have said a long time ago then. But maybe if I was when I was talking when I was 5 or something, but not when I was
A
like
decade
15.
didn't even exist for you when you were 5.
Yeah, but if I'm like 25, 2 decades, more than 2
Listen,
decades.
I think a decade is the shortest span of time where we can start calling things a long time ago. Many moons. It's been many moons since the last decade.
Maybe many moons I might go with you, but long time, I don't know. I'm thinking long time just means a lot longer. But anyways, Flip says his name is Al Qaeda.
No.
What? Come on.
No, not you,
I
Hercules.
get it, because Al-Qaidos
Wild
is
Al
pretty
Qaeda.
close in sound. I like to just call him Al. I'm sure if you met him in person, he'd be like fine with being called Al. In fact, he'd probably prefer that to Heracles, because that name is also
Okay.
tied to the fact why that crazy goddess just keeps hunting him down.
Mm. But I don't know how many people would like a Heracles movie where he has to fight Hera, where he always has to
Oh,
fight
I would
Hera.
prefer it. I would prefer something that was actually accurate to the myth.
But
Where-
I don't think the general public does the general public even know that.
Well, he
No,
was
but that's because people
he
just don't put that in the media.
But then again, in what's the name of it? In the Hercules series with Kevin Sorbo, he was basically fighting Hera, because she was the one that was after him all the time in that. So
I didn't know.
sending
I
some,
didn't know.
They sometimes. I remember there were certain seasons too where they kind of flipped it. At best, Hera was ambivalent to him later on in the show, but very early on, yeah.
yeah, well, especially in the movies, the original movies that started it, and then a little bit into the show, but they went off on a whole bunch of things in the show, like they bring the Norse gods into it in the show, and
But unfortunately, most people's impression of the character now is the Disney movie, in which they basically turned him into Superman.
I know. I know. The Disney movie turned him into Superman. I knew it was not accurate to Greek myths at all, even when I was a kid when I first saw it.
yeah, I think I've seen that movie in full, but I don't remember as much as I remember.
Like you have the Titans as just random element abominations. The like Hades is evil, is an evil schemer. Like,
We feel he's like the nicest of all of the gods.
I know, in the actual myths, like Hades literally the
I
nicest of all
love-
the
I
Greek gods.
love James Woods' Hades as a villain. He plays it perfectly, but it's just not accurate to the god at all.
Exactly, Hades like literally the nicest of all the gods, and then all the Greek gods and the Greek myths.
Yeah, he's just
Like,
kind of like a hermit down in the underworld, but he actually does enjoy some company. His favorite, like nephew, is Hermes, who goes down there obviously because he's a messenger, so you have to go down there a lot. But he's like always enjoys it when he shows up. He just lets him go freely in and out of the underworld.
Hermes,
Mhm.
yeah, Apollo.
But then again, I don't get why DC had Hades as a villain. DC Comics, get it as an asshole. But why is he an asshole in DC?
Because he's the god of the underworld. He's
Yeah,
like,
it's Christian bias. They
Yeah.
imprint Satan onto him.
yeah, I was gonna say something
Really?
like that.
It's the same thing they did
Yeah.
in Disney. Is they basically just imprinted Satan onto him.
So and also, I know, like, and like the Greek gods are not nice. They're all, most of them are horrible, except for Hades. Like Hades, like the nicest one.
I don't even know if I would say that. I would say Hera's definitely the meanest one. Actually, all three. Well, not all three. Actually, Hestia is probably the other nicest one. But the other two Olympian sisters are the meaner ones, and I don't know if that's just a reflection of how the people who pass the myths on think of women. Hestia, though, Hestia's great. She's just in the kitchen at the hearth, just making food for everyone else all day. She's just like that's who she is. She loves cooking. She loves her family. She wants them all fed. She never leaves the kitchen really. But it's almost wrong to look at the gods as being nice or mean, even though we just said that Hades is like the nicest one, and more of looking at them as forces of nature and their personalities reflect that, right? So, like, there's a lot of propaganda about Zeus going around these days. Zeus was probably the most giving of all of the gods, especially to humans. He thought about humans more than anyone else. He just wasn't really, due to their agreements, allowed to interfere too much with their life because Earth was neutral ground, right? Like he had this guy, his other brother, Poseidon, has the ocean, Hades has the underworld. Kind of the Earth belongs to the women as well because they're a goddess of like fertility and seasons and everything. But they all agreed that the Earth, the land, would be a neutral area. So he's not technically allowed to interfere with humans. And the best thing that he can do is by going down and basically making a demigod that can interfere with humanity themselves because they are human. but even when asked directly, because they can interfere when you go to their temple and make an offering, Zeus does stuff for humans all the time that you're like, yeah, nobody else would have done that. But he's also, being the Sky Father, he is weather, he is storms. But he's the one who can punish the most, lightning, hurricanes or whatever. But he's also the one that can give the most, like rain to make the crops grow and everything. That is just a reflection of what he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And Poseidon, what does Poseidon did? Poseidon do anything positive in Greek myths, or
Yeah, it also, I guess, sometimes depends on what you see as positive.
because from what I know from Poseidon, he's just an angry douchebag.
Well, he's the ocean, right? So he has the temperament of the ocean. He is probably, in general, the most destructive. Even back then, they understood that there was a connection between earthquakes and large waves. So he was even the god of earthquakes. But he was also the same god that navigated people through the seas. The general god of navigation is Hermes, but if you wanted to make it across the sea, if you wanted to get home and everything, Poseidon was the one who got you there. He could change the currents to people. If you were on his side, you would get to where you wanted to go. He would also provide you with fish because he is the god of fish, and he's just, all the gods reflect the temperament of the thing that they preside over. He was also the earliest god that they worshipped, even before the other Olympians, back with the Mycenaean people, because they were a seafaring people. But all of them have a positive and a negative side, right? It's like with Hades, right? Or Hades. He's the god of the underworld. He's not the god of death. It's technically Thanatos. But he does preside over the realm of the dead, which there's a sweet release to death, right? And knowing that there's a place where you will be afterwards. He's even, in some stories, when he thought the placement was unjust, has moved someone from just wandering the River Styx to Elysium himself. He also is a very understanding person, but he has to be justice. You have to understand that basically he is a form of justice as a force of nature, right? So it's like, yes, I will allow you to bring your wife back from the land of the dead because you asked nicely. But there has to be a stipulation. There has to be a way that you can fail this game. So you can't look back at all on your way out.
Yeah.
It helps because we have a tendency to want to localize the past to the present, right? And it helps to actually try to go backwards, read about the culture itself, not just everything. Read about how the language functioned, how the culture, how the lives function, and try to actually get into the mindset of the people who worship these gods to understand what they actually meant when these gods did things in their stories. I think that's true for everything, right? We take the Abrahamic faiths. If you really want to understand the Old Testament, right, obviously you need to look at the Hebrew, but you need to try to get yourself in the mindset of a person from back in that day.
Yeah, and the thing is, from Abraham to Jesus, the culture changed a lot in the different areas. Too.
Yeah. So the New Testament and the Old Testament, you have to read them completely differently, not even just the fact that they're written in different languages.
Yeah. Well, I just mean, if you go from Abraham to even, his great grandson Joseph, or,
yeah,
things were different, and then, to Samson, to Moses, each of the culture shifted each along the way.
Yeah, all the way up. All the way.
There's a limit. And what I'm going to say, like the limit there is probably right around the Book of Kings. Everything from around that time and before, culturally, you can kind of read the same, because even though it's talking about older cultures, that's about the time it was all written. So like that cultural influence is what's marking them.
No.
Yeah, all yeah, yeah. Okay, go on.
Oh, I just laughing. You gotta love Raul. He
Yeah.
put up a ticker. I gotta figure out how to do that again.
Yeah, tried everything.
Especially since I've got him up full for everybody to see, since
Yeah.
he's the one drawing at the
Yeah.
moment. Flit says, I too wait for the sweet release of death, but death never comes. And he says, I'm gonna go exercise, but I'll leave the stream running for you, Rick. Later, taters. Well,
Oh yeah, dude, go get your gains in, you know.
yeah.
Six pack.
I'm just really waiting for not Flit, Raul. At least I didn't do it to Alpha this time.
Yeah, I like that. It's only when Alpha's in the chat though.
Well, I've done it to him right on stream a couple times, but
It's a,
Yeah.
I'm done with this piece. I know you
Uh,
said 8. I'm done. I'm only doing a headshot.
okay. I wasn't sure whether you were done or not. I couldn't tell whether you were doing any more or not, in any other part of the body. But so anything you want to promote, Raul?
Have the if you look at the banner, well the banner, yeah, I have the Drop Zone Gaming Hour on Roku exclusively. I've got streaming on Meg TV, on the Madness Network, and definitely go to get the shirt, the Drop Zone Gaming shirt, on the Meg TV as well, and I'm on a late night art attack. Yep.
Yeah, and maybe put a link to where they can get the merch from you.
Yeah, you're right. I'll figure that out.
Yeah. Okay, and Metal, anything you want to promote?
Yes, I'm gonna drop the link to my Teespring, where people can get merchandise for X Animus Chaos and stuff like that. You know, because shirts, stickers, posters, all that good stuff is there, including
Oh.
the Dwarven Forged item that used to be limited but is now up there permanently. Great design. People should get.
As usual, I have nothing to promote, but I gotta go eat. So goodbye, everybody.
Okay, later, Fitz,
All
Chozo.
right.
Well, I'll thank Raul, Metal, Fitzchozo, all for coming on, being here. It was good chatting with you guys all, and thanks for everybody in the chat coming by. It's good chatting with you guys all. Make sure you have hit the like button and shared this out for people to watch afterwards, since we're about to end. And I'm going to be over on, in about an hour, over on Hero Shack, which let me put that link in the thing. And of course, I will be back tomorrow night for the Silhouette game, and it's going to be Hero Teams. So be here for that. Check it out. Come get yourself some points, and also hopefully at some point you can cash them in, get some free stuff. So bye for now. God bless. Have a great and wonderful day. Love you all. Have a great, wonderful.